Hello, hello. Oh, baby! Thank you! And I beat Frank.
Notify you, man.
Hit that
You know,
shit,
if they let you know, they should let me know, and vice
Did they
versa.
not let you know?
Oh yeah, it told me. It's like recording now in progress. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. It was already in progress.
Yeah.
It's not going to tell you you are now making a copy of your recording. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I just find it rude that the computer won't tell me, or in this case, won't tell you.
Only you would be offended by an inanimate
I'm not
object.
offended. I'm just saying.
This
it's
is a
rude.
completely inappropriate podcast, everybody. I am Anthony along with Mr.
Frank.
Remember, you can find us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com with any comments, questions, concerns, or arguments to any of the points that we try and make on this podcast. But remember, we are not experts. We will be inappropriate because this is the inappropriate podcast. So, Instagram completely in CI podcast and Instagram CI podcast and Twitter completely in app and YouTube BitChute. Although there's nothing on BitChute. I don't know what we're doing nowadays. Anyway, how you doing, Frank? Moving on.
I'm okay.
See, now it doesn't even sound sincere anymore.
No, because I was thinking back to our live stream.
You're joyful today. It's weird. Why are you so bubbly?
I don't know.
Did you get an extra helping of mashed potatoes for dinner?
No, that's way too much starch. I don't like. Yeah, because see, when I don't know if it was the same for you, but when I was little, and apparently it's a ghetto thing, but when I was little, yeah, my mother would tell me, eat your mashed potatoes so you can grow a big ass.
Oh, I don't know about the big ass part, but I mean, there's you had to have the skin on, right? That's where all the nutrients and vitamins are.
Sure.
But that'll give you a big ass, huh?
Yeah, and then nowadays the people will tell you fries go straight to your thighs. So I'm like, I guess it wasn't entirely wrong.
No, yeah, she had it right. Anyway, man, what you been up to today, man? Or this week, rather?
I'm working now. I don't know if the audience has been informed.
No, I haven't been informed either.
Oh, well, because I said that it's only a matter of time before they get me into this VA program.
Sure, but I didn't know that it was already occurring.
Yeah.
I figured it would take months like everything else is taken.
Yeah, so I started the first Tuesday of June. I'm already at next year. First Tuesday of June, because the very first day was, or rather the day before was Memorial Day. Right?
The first Tuesday of June was our birthday, dude.
No, that's the second one.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because, first is the first, and 7 days later is the 8th.
That's how that works. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, yeah, man, I've been working, and it's pretty chill, right? Like, I have no problems with it. The only thing, there's
always one thing. Just don't let it fucking. All right, what is it?
That I have to get up ass early in the morning.
Oh, welcome to my life.
I fucking hate it. And I'm like, well, at least Anthony and I are going to be getting up around the same time, right? The difference is I'm driving fucking 15, 20 minutes. I don't know how long you're driving.
It depends. If I'm taking the bicycle, it takes about 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
But otherwise in the car, it takes like 6.
Yeah. I just drive a straight line.
No problem there then.
Yeah.
Good thing you don't drink or anything either. What time do you go in?
At 8 in the morning.
That's not even that early, you jackass.
Yes, I'm waking up
6.
I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning.
Well, that's your problem. That's stupid.
Because and I know a lot of people in the audience are gonna agree with me. Like, yep, you're doing the right thing, because it takes 20 minutes to make the coffee. And I wait 20 minutes for the coffee to cool down before I drink it. Therefore, it takes me 40 minutes just to drink my coffee. Well, not to drink it,
but during all that time, you can be getting other things ready. So you're ready in 40 minutes. You don't need to be up 2.5 hours before you go in.
No, because I'm still trying to wake the fuck up. I'm like, I'm still trying to wake.
Wait,
the
what
fuck
time
up.
are you getting up?
5:30 in the morning.
Oh, 5:30. So just anyway.
Yeah. So
I don't know why this is a problem. I don't know why you have to wake up 2.5 hours early.
For my coffee, damn it.
It's so stupid. You don't need 2.5 hours to get ready and have
No, because
coffee.
if I drink
1 hour, I get 2 hour, 2.5, even 1.5 hours. I get your stance. But what you're just doing it to just, I don't know why. Like,
no, because if
is
I
this a machismo thing? What's up your ass?
if I get ready while the coffee's being ready, right, then I'm gonna drink it in uniform. And if I drink it in uniform, I run the risk of spilling it all over myself.
Well, you don't have to. Okay, you're a fucking retard if you think that you're gonna like. Okay, so you're just planning on spilling coffee on yourself.
No,
Okay,
I don't
fine. You want to
plan
take
on
this?
it.
I get it. You want to take the extra precaution. You don't have to put your shirt on. You know, you can put a napkin on your lap. You're an idiot, dude.
Okay.
You make things so much harder on yourself than you
It's
have.
not harder. It's
You're
that
so
it takes
frustrating,
me.
Frank.
No, because like
No, you know what? Let me tell you why it's frustrating. Because you're the type of person that will start to complain about having to get up at the ass crack of dawn when you don't actually have to get up at the ass crack of dawn. It's a fucking choice. It's you deciding this.
No, but I have to because it takes
No,
me
but
about half an hour.
no.
It takes me about half an hour to wake up.
Stop making excuses.
I'm
Like,
not making excuses. I'm telling you how it is.
No, that's not how it is. That is
Yes,
how
it
you are
is.
making it. It's how you are deciding to make it. It's not
Okay.
how it is. It's how it's going to be because of you.
Okay,
Because
so this is
your
all my
decision.
fault. I'm not blaming anybody, but
Yes,
let's
Frank,
say
your life
this is my fault.
Yes, your life is your fault. Your life is your fault.
I'm not even blaming anybody, and you're like, "This is your fault. You suck. You're such a piece of shit." I'm like, "I guess I
didn't
am."
say any of that.
I
If that's
guess
what you
I
take
am.
away from it, what I'm telling you is that don't complain about things that you are in control of. Don't complain about anything.
Right, but that's either way. Even if I go, even if I do as you say I should do, I'm still getting up fucking before 10 o'clock.
Wait,
Damn
what
it.
was I saying?
What? That I don't need all those extra hours. That I can just do it all in 1 hour.
You don't. You really don't. You're a man, dude. It takes you 2.5 hours to get. It's insane. Like my wife takes 2 hours. It's not even 2.5. It takes you 2.5.
It takes me half an hour to wake the fuck up. So there's that. And between that half hour and the coffee brewing.
Now, if I were to buy you a Keurig,
I have a fucking Keurig. Fucking coffee tastes like shit.
It takes 20 minutes to brew. How does it take?
I'm not using the Keurig because the Keurig tastes like fucking water.
Well, you don't know how to make coffee in a Keurig. Do you have one of those refillable cups? So you're using your coffee? Like,
I'm not stuffing the fucking cups with somebody else's coffee like you do. No, I don't even fucking use it.
You're already doing that for the bigger machine. It's the same thing. It's just enough for you. How are you not getting this?
It's not enough for me. I make for everybody else because everybody else wakes up early in the morning because I live with my parents. We all work.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, fair. You want to make coffee for everybody. Then why don't you brew it while you're taking a shower?
I take a shower the night before. Like after this, I'm gonna shower.
So what does it take you 2.5 hours to get ready for?
My coffee.
You just did the math. That's 40 minutes of your time. That's not 2.5 hours. What are you doing the other half hour and 20 minutes?
I get dressed in like 10 minutes and then I drive 15, 20 minutes. And I'm there 15 minutes prior.
That's 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm
45.
there 15. Yeah,
45. We're up to 45. We're up to 45 minutes total. Coffee, getting ready, and the trip. That's everything included. That is 2 hours for your whole routine.
Yeah, and I'm there 15 minutes prior, like a good Marine.
30 minutes just to be safe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because ideally,
you are the most wasteful. You're one of these people that'll I'll ask my wife, hey, can I have a cup of coffee and a boiled egg? And she will brew the coffee and then wait for the boiled egg to finish before bringing me the coffee because she wants to bring it all together. Like, well, just bring me the coffee right away and I'll wait for the egg to finish boiling. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like there's an efficient way to go about life when you're on a time crunch. Because it obviously takes more time to go drink the coffee than it does to eat a boiled egg. You know,
but that's why I'm waking up about 2.5 hours before, so I won't be in a time crunch.
2.5 is excessive when you don't need much time to get ready. Like for instance, you added an extra 10 minutes to your day to get ready, right? Because it takes you 40 minutes to drink coffee. What, naked?
No, it takes me about 5-10 minutes to drink the coffee. It
okay,
just
do me a favor. Do me a favor. Start getting dressed while you're making the coffee. Just to try it. If you spill on yourself, you're at home. You can change, and it would only have taken 5 more minutes out of your day, which you would have saved drinking the coffee or making the coffee while you get dressed. You see what I mean? Like you make up the time overall.
Yeah.
Because more often than not, you're not going to spill anything on yourself, you klutz.
Well, my hands shake from time to time. So, yes.
Then maybe stay off. Maybe don't drink coffee then.
No, it's not the coffee. It's my anxiety tremors is what they're called. So I randomly get those.
Yeah, coffee doesn't help with that though.
Okay, but I'm not blaming the coffee. I'm saying it's something that happens.
Of course not. You're blaming the fact that what I'm blaming is the fact that you're going to wake up 2.5 hours before you have to, instead of getting the recommended 17 hours of sleep that you so desperately love.
Yeah, but that's on me though.
That's okay. Why is that on you, but the rest of your day isn't on you?
What do you mean it's not on me?
I'm talking to a wall.
No, you're not. No, I'm
some
saying
topics
there's
today.
fucking variables.
We had some topics today. What were we going to talk about?
You know, shit that happens, and you got to be prepared in case shit happens, because, you know, shit happens. So, yeah. Anyways. So, I'm just being fucking thorough and cautious.
You're just the least logical person I know. That's all.
Okay. But yeah, I haven't been taking notes lately because you hate it when I just read through the notes. Yeah, for topics shit. Because you want it to flow as a conversation. I'm like, you know what?
Sometimes I don't care. You do you.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? This is simple. No, yeah, last week. I was like, you know what? This is simple. I'm pretty sure I can pull it off as a casual conversation. And then we didn't get to record that week. But yeah, what I have, I can pull off as a fucking casual conversation. So what do you think about the Scooby-Doo character Velma? Because I saw you post a meme.
So I love Velma. I love Scooby-Doo. But I love Velma in Scooby-Doo. If she's not in Scooby-Doo, like so what I read, okay, I know what you're getting at, because I touched on the note. I read what you wrote on what you wanted to talk about. Yeah, and I kind of looked it up. So why don't you explain it, and then I'll touch on my point.
Okay.
About it.
So the Office actress Mindy Kaling,
well, she was on the Mindy project, right?
Yeah, she was on the Mindy project. She decided to do a Scooby-Doo spinoff, which is fine. So she's producing a Velma series, right? It's for adults. It's not porn. It's just for people that, you know, grew up with Scooby-Doo, and now it's like, hey, what are they doing now?
Which makes batshit sense, because if it's for the people that grew up with Scooby-Doo, they don't want Scooby-Doo changed.
Right. So then what happened? So then she decides.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
She decides, right, to voice Velma, or because she's a producer. I'm blaming her. I'm saying you're the one that chose it. Maybe not, but anyway. So then she said, you know what would make Velma even more popular? If she was East Asian. And I'm like, well, wouldn't that make her South Asian? Because India is like in the southern area, not in the eastern area. But anyways, so yeah, and then people
that's east of, like, there's a north, south, east, and west of Asia, you dumbass.
Right. But anyways, so then
well, what do you mean? No, not what anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, wouldn't that make you fucking South Asian? But I'm like,
no, we're whatever. You know how we're South Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not like the South Pole,
right?
but we're south of Texas. We're the south part of Texas. We're southern
Right.
Texas.
But India is part of Asia, the whole continent.
Uh-huh.
So it was like, wouldn't that be Southern Asia? But
Who knows
whatever.
how it's broken up? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe she did misspeak. I don't know. I'm not from Asia.
Yeah, because the Middle
Or
East,
good geographically.
it's in the center, but I wouldn't.
So tangent. I wish I would have remembered to look this up, but I just heard we have a fifth ocean now.
Oh yeah, I hit you up on that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
It's in the fucking text. Check your fucking text.
Well, tell me about it.
So apparently scientists have always classified the water.
Oh, you totally did. Look, it's right there.
The water around Antarctica to be the fifth ocean. But some fucking assholes don't agree with that. So it took them several years, as in this year, like a few days ago, to finally agree and say, yes, the water surrounding Antarctica is our fifth ocean.
Yeah.
That's the Southern Ocean now.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. It's like finding out Pluto's not a planet and then a planet again.
Yeah.
Is it a planet now? Did we figure it out, or is it still
not
like
that I know of
with a lost planet?
Not that I know of. That I know of, it's still not a planet.
Anyway, so back to Velma. So Mindy's taken out the Caucasian of the show. What else has she taken out?
Not just taking out the Caucasian, but removing her from the Scooby-Doo universe.
Exactly. Like, basically making her
a new character.
A Harriet the Spy, or like what's the other one? Shit. The books that we used to read as kids.
The Babysitter.
Nancy Drew. Oh. Nancy Drew. Like she's basically just a Nancy Drew character. Or who? Oh, you know who is another one? Ilona
Holmes.
Holmes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a female Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just I'm a little upset about it. I don't mind the making her East Asian because it's not like they ever talk about their heritage in those things. I don't think the color or heritage should matter in Scooby-Doo. Yeah, make them whatever color, as long as they get the haircut and the outfit right. You know what I mean? Or some semblance of it. I hate it when they don't even like give a nod of the head to like the fashion of the show that's inspiring the work.
Yeah.
Like X-Men. Like, you know how X-Men, like, they at least acknowledge the fact that they weren't wearing the yellow and blue spandex on Wolverine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that one scene.
Yeah.
Like, all right, at least they reference that they're not using it, you know?
Yeah, and in the second Deadpool was saying a fucking allegory for racism in the 60s, which it's what it was.
Sure.
Yeah, but anyways, so then people on Twitter were replying to this announcement with, why not just make a new character?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Like, if there's no Scooby-Doo, there's no van, there's no dog, and there's no van. Was the quote that was taken by somebody.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand what's the point of having Velma without any ancillary characters at all. Like, I would understand if they want her to like be the one that raises Scooby or finds Scooby-Doo in first place, and it's just a little puppy or something.
Yeah, because I think the idea is that the Scooby-Doo adventures. Yeah, that the Scooby-Doo adventures were when they were teens.
Sure. So now she's grown and has her own detective agency.
Yeah, some shit. I think I'm
she
pretty
was
sure
the logical one to turn the. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the intention. But again, people are like, why not just create another character?
It don't make no sense. I don't like it.
To some people, I'm sure at least. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you. That about 15 years ago, somebody tweeted, or two people tweeted that I saw, that 15 years ago, Velma was portrayed, a live action movie series. Velma was portrayed by a Japanese actress, and nobody fucking bat an eye.
Yeah, no one cares about that. Who cares about that? That has nothing to do with. Again, it's going from a cartoon to real life. It doesn't matter what they look like. Like, I mean, again, for me, from cartoons to real life movies, it's mostly about the costuming and the character execution. Like, the people who play the character, like, they should have some semblance or reference to them, but It's like the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers, they remake them all the time. They recast these kids to look and be completely different, but they're still functioning as the same thing, like a group of characters, all with their differences, like
coming together.
Yeah, like Breakfast Club stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. It's a classic story. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not like these are original stories. Why can't you? I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking, I'm like, okay, so if it's for the people that grew up watching Scooby-Doo, like, wouldn't
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Yeah, like, wouldn't it be oriented to grandparents?
Yes.
Because literally the 60s.
Yeah, it was our parents that were watching this, not even us or the generation that's coming after us here.
Yeah, well, it just kept getting fucking. They kept adding stuff, inventing it and shit. Like how apparently a few years ago they had announced that Velma was lesbian.
Oh, I remember that, but and nothing ever came from that. It's not like they made it a storyline or anything.
No, because some people were tweeting pictures, shots from scenes from the updated cartoons, let's call them, where she was macking on Shaggy, like her and Shaggy were gonna make out and shit. Yeah, they're like, no, clearly she's not a lesbo. She can be bi, right?
Yeah, pan.
Yeah,
non-binary.
Yeah.
How do we know she's even a female? Maybe she identifies as a boy. That's why she's always wearing the heavy sweaters and turtleneck.
That's what I thought you were gonna fucking jump into. That fucking when you're little, you get your first boner from fucking Daphne, but when you're an adult, you're like, damn, I've been sleeping on fucking Velma.
Velma, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, because Velma's that girl from high school that was,
she's that smart kid that
low key hot.
Gonna have that bank and that attitude the rest of her life. Like she knew who she was.
Yeah, because you're like, why are you always wearing baggy clothes? And then she wears something snug, and you're like,
she was the original Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Velma, the original Billie Eilish. You heard it here first, folks. All right, man, we gotta move on.
That's what I was thinking too.
All right. I think we've covered enough of it. But yeah, that's where we're at, man. I mean, do you got any? Was there anything else on Velma?
Well, just that. I mean, Velma.
It's not Velma. It's not Velma without Scooby, Shaggy, Daphne, and Ascot.
Ascot.
Yeah, the dude with the ascot. He always wore the ascot, man. Sure. That little handkerchief around his neck.
Oh,
the main fucking
Fred. I think his name is Fred.
Fred. Right? Thank you, Fred. Yes, I should have known. It was Freddie Prinze Jr. who played him, right?
Yeah, in the later years. Yeah, but
that was a good movie. I don't care who you are. That original Scooby-Doo, that was a good movie.
One of the Scooby-Doos, I think it was the second one, was written by James Gunn. I was shocked to find that out. I was like, really? James Gunn can do fucking kid movies?
That one wasn't that good. Wow. I mean, it was okay. I guess it was the same as the first. It wasn't that. I don't know. Whatever. It wasn't that good. I didn't like it that much. They made Seth Green the bad guy there.
Yeah. And then they had that fucking flirty moments where fucking Velma was trying to get.
Oh, that's right. Velma was hooked up with. So in the movie, she's definitely at least bi or pan.
Yeah. And then
if not, just straight.
Yeah, the one that passes her by as fucking lesbo, and I'm like,
Anyway, moving on. I'm over this conversation.
Yeah, so then there's something else that was botched by fucking Netflix, and they haven't even began fucking filming, and they're like, what the fuck is this? But Netflix acquired the rights. I think they acquired the rights to Resident Evil. They're gonna be making a TV show about Resident Evil. It's gonna focus, I think, from what I read, it's going to focus on Albert Wesker's daughters. Albert Wesker is, for the most part, the main bad guy. He was part of the STARS team, which is a fucking Spec Ops team, let's call it.
Stars and Stripes, but back out bright.
Yeah, and then,
Come on, finish the line.
What? I don't even know what the fuck that was.
Deep in the heart of
Of
Texas.
Texas.
You're a terrible,
I
terrible
wasn't
Texan.
paying attention. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
All right. What are you saying? I zoned out. Whatever you were saying was just not interesting.
Netflix.
No, Netflix.
Right, acquired the rights to Resident Evil to make it.
Oh, Resident Evil. That's right. And like I saw Mia Jovovich's quote saying like it was like all like scandalous, like, oh, Mia Jovovich disapproves of the new Resident Evil franchise. And she didn't say shit about it. Like all she said was, well, I wish them luck. I think a lot of times people put the cart in front of the horse, and I just hope that the reason the reason it worked with us was because everybody involved really enjoyed the video game, the history of it, and put a lot of effort towards loving the creation. But I mean, that's all she said. She even said that if she was a producer, she might even take it on.
That's what I was hoping, that she would have been the fucking producer.
You would think she would get some like assistant producer. I hope they call her in and give her some producer credits.
Yeah, because it makes sense.
A little bit of fun.
It makes sense.
They should get some of the original people. That's what I never understand. When they do a reboot and they don't bring back any of the original people to like meld it together, because some people like, oh no, that's just not how I saw it. I have to have my vision out there. Like, well, you need to understand that the audience has already set certain expectations on this franchise. And if you can't change it so dramatically, like what Mindy's doing with the damn Velma project. Mm-hmm. Like she's changing it so dramatically, so quickly. Like make her East Asian or South Asian, whatever the fuck you want to say, Frank. They make her Asian, make her give her own little side story, but don't take away Freddie, Daphne, and Shaggy and Scooby. Like just have them like they said, everybody grew up, and they like, it would be cool if they showed them all together at the very beginning of the movie or Netflix series, whatever it is. And then just like, okay, guys, well, it's been good catching up with you. We'll check in with you next year. Same time next year? Yeah, same time, fellas. And Fred and Daphne go off with their 4 kids or 5 or 6 kids that they would have had. And Shaggy goes off with Scooby-Doo to work their fucking a food truck. I'm pitching this now, by the way. If there are any producers out there that want to pick this up, this is my pitch for the Velma movie. So then you end up with Velma out on her own, who's the only one that decided to stay in the game because she really was the one that was always finding the clues with her magnifying glass and her glasses, except she finally got LASIK. So you finally have a cuter Velma that's come into her beauty as an adult, you know what I mean? And no longer wears the heavy sweaters, but wears a nice orange vest that shows off the cleavage. Sex it up a little bit because it's for the adults, right? Not the kids.
Yeah, make her more confident in herself.
Yeah. So how did I end up back on Velma? We were talking about Resident Evil.
Oh, because
so yeah, they changed. I could see like how producers will always want to change it up dramatically when I think they need to take in a lot of what has already been done. Meld it together.
Yeah. So then the biggest complaint that was going on Twitter was that these producers are actively avoiding casting white people, specifically
really
white male actors, because they got a great actor to play.
To be fair, it was a very heavily racist game. Like every black character died.
That was just a movie trope from the 90s.
No. Well, yes, but I mean, it continued on. Like you never saw that. Like there was no. Well, to be fair, nobody fucking lives except for Alice, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the point? Like nobody ever survives these games except for Alice and maybe Veronica. It was Alice and Veronica, those two.
Yeah. In the movies, yeah. In the games, it's always.
Dude, I had Code Veronica on Dreamcast. Fucking hands down, one of the scariest games I had ever played.
That's good. That means the game was doing what it's supposed to.
It was legit, dude. You'd walk through hallways and then it was like the first time they bust through windows and stuff. Man, it was just so rad. Popping down. It reminds me a lot of like the Outlast games. Like I feel like they took a lot of jump scare moments from. I think a lot of movies stole a lot of jump scare moments from Resident Evil.
Maybe
the use of their yeah, right, maybe, right, like just cinematically it seems to all lead back to that. Like when I think of Resident Evil, what immediately comes to mind is every other zombie film ever made. Like it looks like The Walking Dead, it looks like um the Left 4 Dead franchises, Left 4 Dead franchises and video games. Those are fucking great, by the way. Dead Island, another video game that, I mean, every zombie thing I think nowadays has lifted heavily from Resident Evil, especially if they show them evolving in any fucking way. If the movie goes beyond one movie, like if there's a sequel to it, you know there's going to be some mutations almost exactly like happened in Resident Evil. You're going to see dogs, you're going to see some fucking weird ass animal that you've never seen, you know, but it's still the same formula. Like humans get infected. Second franchise, second opportunity, you add animals and a little bit of a tweak. Like all of a sudden they can go out in the sunlight when before they would rot too fast or some shit, you know, like little tweaks. Yeah. But it's always the same formula.
Yeah, when you think about it, like the fucking person that's infected dies, and then the crows pick at the body. Well, the crows consume,
and then the birds get infected. Oh, that was a good. What was that? 30 Days of Night. Is that where that one? What did that come out?
No,
in?
That was it was one of the Resident Evil ones. I think it was the third one.
Oh, you're totally right. Yeah, and they had the flamethrowers. They had
where they were in the desert and shit.
Yeah. They had they took the flamethrowers. That was the first time it was in 3D.
Yeah.
That was a 3D version.
I think so, yeah.
That's pretty good, man. It was okay. It was when 3D was barely getting its legs back under it from the red and blue fucking goggles that you had to wear. Kids will never know that. Kids will never remember the red and blue films. That the
struggle was real.
I loved them so much. Do you know how exciting it was to get a McDonald's Happy Meal and have like a 3D image on there with those little glasses? Because then you
get them in their fucking cereals too.
Yeah, for the back of the box.
Yeah, and then
they're not allowed to do that shit anymore. They're not allowed to put prizes in the boxes, and they're not allowed to have characters representing them anymore. Huh. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it targets children too much with these highly sugarized and unhealthy meals.
What?
Yeah. We need to look that up. I want to see if that's everywhere, but I had heard that they had gotten, and I noticed I don't see like Tony the Tiger anymore, or any Count Chocula. I don't see Sugar Bear.
That's gay.
Snap Crackle Pop.
Like you would think it'd be for the same reason that they banned fucking Kinder for a while, because you know the little toys would be choking hazards to kids. You know, that would make sense. But because they're like, it's fucking, they're trying to sell cereals to fucking keep the lights on. Like they need a target audience, somebody to sell it to. Like, where are they gonna sell it to? Diabetics? No.
Well, now they've got these healthy cereals that claim they don't have any sugar, but they're still sweet. And if they're sweetened with anything, it's not anything healthy. I'm sorry. Like there's no such thing as a healthy sweetener unless it's a naturally occurring thing.
Yeah, artificial sugar causes cancer.
9 times out of 10, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyways.
Moving on.
Resident Evil, by the way, I was explaining that this series, is they were saying there's
there's no white actors, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they're saying there's going to be two timelines, right? But one is going to be with Wesker's daughters being little kids out in a fucking corporate city, New Raccoon City, they call it, right?
Oh, no, they made another one?
Yeah, and I guess in the second timeline, they're going to stop Wesker, but who they got to play Albert Wesker is a great actor. They got Lance Reddick, you know, the front desk guy from the John Wick movies. He makes a great fucking villain. I think it's mostly in the...
I only ever saw the first John Wick movie.
Oh, okay. Well, you should see the other ones. But anyways, so they got him.
Oh, you know what I'm excited to see? Side note, that Nick Cage movie, Willy's Wonderland.
I think I've heard of that, but
it just came out on Hulu. I saw a preview of it of like unknown, like odd movie, because I was looking up one day like crazy movies Nick Cage has done, and it was like Mandy. You ever seen Mandy?
Yeah.
Jesus, that was loud. Sorry.
So yeah, Mandy. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Have you seen Mandy? It's so fucking sick.
This guy on YouTube was like, "It's so fucking metal. They're fighting with fucking chainsaws." I'm like, "Oh,
on acid too, like on massive hit of like insane amount of the strongest acid you could take."
Yeah.
And it was insane. And he goes after a cult that kills his wife. Spoiler, but I mean that's all set up at the first 15 minutes of the movie. The rest is just fucking a symphony of chaos and gore, and Nick Cage just doing the best Nick Cage he does, man. You know what else was a weird one that he did that like I pretty enjoyed, but it was odd? Joe, where he plays a lumberjack, and this little boy starts to work as a lumberjack with him. But his dad beats his ass, and it's just a coming of age story of this grizzled old fucking logger that helps a kid who's in a bad situation with his dad beating on his ass, and it's just he's done such eclectic work, and now he's doing this. He did this movie that's what I call Willy's Wonderland, where has to stay in overnight as security for this like funhouse kind of place, like this Chuck E. Cheese kind of spot. Mm-hmm. And his car breaks down in front of the spot, and the owner of it says, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'll have that car fixed up for you in the morning if you just stay here overnight and watch the place." And lo and behold, it's all a setup for him to basically be fed to these entities, or this single entity. I don't know. I didn't study the trailer too much. I saw this like a month ago when it first came out. And so of course he takes it on. Apparently he doesn't say a word during the whole movie. Like he's got like 1 or 2 lines.
Yeah, that's giving me fucking Five Nights at Freddy's vibes.
Right? It sounds great. It sounds great. It seems very like 80s gore for the sake of gore kind of horror, with a lot of comedic value to it as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited. It's free on Hulu. I want to watch it tonight and probably one more time before next episode so we could talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to get on it too. I just couldn't decide if like after this.
We should do a Nick Cage love fest and just watch as many Nick Cage movies we can this week.
This year would be more.
This week, homie. This week. There's not that many. We can go through 5 or 6, one a day.
No, there's a lot, because what happened was that the guy, I'm pretty sure I told you this story, but the guy bought a house in Nolens, right?
Nolens?
Yeah, and they were warning him. Yeah, they were like, this house is fucking haunted. Like some weird shit has happened.
He loves that shit.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, whatever. So then after buying that house, his career fucking tanks, and he ends up in fucking debt, so much fucking debt, that he ended up selling the house. And Netflix was one of the ones that took advantage of the fact, right? And they signed him up to make exclusive fucking Netflix movies. So the guy was turning them out so he can pay back his debt.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that happens to a lot of actors, though. Like, isn't Bruce Willis notorious for that? Like, he does shitty. He just does movies for the sake of the paycheck all the time now, because he's got a lifestyle to maintain.
Yeah. Well, his daughters. I was like, yeah, he's got daughters to support, but I'm like, no, I think they're all legal adults now.
All right, so we're looking at Jill Valentine, played by Hannah John Kamen. She's cute. I'm more interested. Okay, so Tom Harper playing Albert Wesker.
What? No, that's the wrong one.
No, this is for the 2021 Resident Evil movie.
It's a series. Lance Reddick. Yeah, Lance Reddick is playing Albert Wesker. The guy that they got to play Wesker originally.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
No, that's not it. Is it? Well, I can't see what you're looking, but.
All right. Well, let's share screen here.
Okay. So then, the guy that they got originally to play Wesker, he was pretty spot on.
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Okay.
No, not these people up there.
Albert
below
Wesker.
it. below it. Yeah, that's the one.
Well, it doesn't even have an IMDb out yet.
Yeah, it's still in pre-production. That's what I was saying, that they haven't even filmed it yet.
And people are already complaining?
Yeah, because
there's nothing wrong with this cast. They all look half white anyway. It's not like they're like, you know what I mean? Like the big bald black guy is the only one that looks like maybe both his parents are of the same color. But I mean, they all look like mixed race kids. Regardless, I don't even know why I'm acknowledging this as a conversation point. This is so stupid.
Because Wesker's trademark is a slick blonde hair. And, you know, Lance Reddick doesn't have slick blonde hair. He's bald.
How do am I still sharing?
Yes, you are.
How do I stop this share?
I do not know. Are they going to pick this up on YouTube? No, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably, because I see YouTubers.
Well, I just gave everybody my email. That's great. I have to block that out. Make sure you block that out, please.
I'll try.
Just put some stupid black bar there. It's not that difficult.
Okay, I'll find something to fucking cover it.
Share. Jesus Christ, that was so difficult. Technologically challenged. It's the pressure of doing it live, you know. I'm like, wait, where is it? I gotta keep talking while I figure this out.
Yeah, anyway. We can always cut it out. I don't have to censor it.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. Moving on. So come on, we're running out of time here. What was our last subject?
Hold
on. Since we're still on Netflix with Resident Evil, we keep popping back to Resident Evil on Netflix. I hear Netflix is opening up an e-commerce store. They're selling their wares now. I think they're rolling out with this show called Lupin, which is like this black Sherlock Holmes mystery show.
Yeah, French guy. French thief.
I'm excited. I hadn't heard about it at all. So I'm actually pretty interested in checking that out. I like the synopsis.
Yeah, I was reading the article you shared, and I'm like, well, it makes sense. The only downside is that they're going to be stealing merchandise. Not stealing, but taking away merchandise from Hot Topic. Like, what are they going to sell now besides band shirts?
What do you mean?
Because Hot Topic, the idea of Hot Topic is to sell, spoiler alert, things that are Hot Topic.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, just because it's not Netflix, I mean, first off, it's probably going to be cheaper.
Yeah,
and it'll probably be more aimed at the gory stuff, you know, like all the stuff Netflix wants. Let's be real, Netflix is still a family entertainment network, so they're going to push the popular horror and the popular, you know, British shows and the popular baking shows and cooking stuff. You know what I mean? Like the popular stuff. Hot Topic goes for those undercuts, you know, like Hot Topics, but they're like the underground Hot Topic. You know what I mean? Like Happy Tree Friends. Yeah. Happy Tree Friends was this weird underground thing that Mojo was doing on the internet back in the early 90s. Or mid to late 90s at least.
Yeah, mid to late 90s. I'm thinking.
Yeah, you remember what was it called? Newgrounds.com. That's where I discovered it.
Yeah,
and that's what it was. One of those websites like, dude, check this out. Go to the game page, and they had games of like stick figure deaths, battling and stuff, and there's like real gory ways, and it was gory for like stick figures for us as kids back then. And then you'd go to the anime games, and it was all like. Turn this girl on and see if you can get the next date.
What?
And it was
really?
like, yeah, it was all about like seducing the anime chick and seeing if you can get her to let you hold her hand, and then
like, so it's the Sims before the Sims,
and then grind up on her, and then like if you clicked at the right time, like her cheeks would get more red. Like there was tons of these little like weird pervy games that were coming out.
Good to know.
Oh yeah.
Not like I can fucking use that website nowadays.
They were all like underground website that like you heard from a kid's cousin back in like he came down from San Antonio and like showed me this website, and like then it floods the school, and you know what I mean? Like shit doesn't happen like that anymore. Now it's like a TikTok video that goes viral for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So then if they come up with websites like that, they get popularized, they end up getting banned from the schools, and shut down from the parents. It's a different life we live in now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, kids won't know how good, like I saw a fucking meme where it was saying it's Friday night, your parents just ordered pizza, TGIF is on, your friend is coming over,
Hell yeah.
And you ask them if you can go to Blockbuster afterwards. Life was good.
Hell yeah. Pick up 2, 3 movies. You get 3, right? You get 2, get the third one for free.
Yeah.
For a 2-day rental. Or 3-day if you wanted it for the weekend. But it was usually a 2-day rental.
You still remember that.
And then you drop it through the slot too if they're closed. If it's on a Sunday, you could just drop it through the slot. As long as it was there when they opened up Monday, or you didn't get a late fee.
Yeah, it was like returning a book to the library. That's literally what it was.
Yeah. Well, Netflix still actually sends out DVDs.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah, you can still, like, if you go on there, you can sign up for the DVD stuff too. That way you can get like the extra content that's on the DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would love to start doing, because I buy movies on Vudu all the time and they don't even they never come with the extra content.
Yeah, I guess I've never tried Vudu. But
you don't buy digital copies of things? Apple, or not Apple, I guess, but like even buying on Amazon or something?
Yeah, I have the digital. I bought digitally Scorpion's Revenge, and
the hell is that?
It's an animated Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, righteous.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Oh, I just started a new anime today.
Okay.
Jutsu Kaisen or something like that.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. I keep thinking it's Jujutsu. I'm like, no, it's Jujutsu. Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's really good.
So I've heard.
Really good. I really enjoyed it. Well, okay, so I had my yogi friend, Jordan, well, our former guest Jordan, on, and he recommended that one to me. And then I was talking to my sister who lives in El Paso, who's like a school teacher, and her kids are super into anime. Like my niece is drawing like really good anime now. Like she can imitate any character you want. Like she can draw it in it's amazing. Anyway, my nieces are so talented, and she's drawing them on clear little plastic COVID what are they called, the vaccine cards. She's making vaccine card holders with anime characters drawn on them and selling them for like $15 on Facebook. Like, fuck, little hustler, man. She's only like 18 or 19, 18.
One of the two.
Freshman in college right now. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, well, that's good. So the last thing we had on the docket.
Hold up. I want to talk about, so what do you think about Netflix going into the store, into e-commerce? So think about it. Disney had an e-commerce store before they had a streaming service. So it's not like that came, but you know what I mean? I feel they are the first streaming service to come out with personal merchandise for their releases. It's a genius play. It's Netflix doing Netflix fucking things, man. Always looking like so I think this was the first quarter where their revenue didn't produce such a huge increase in profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their quarterly revenue didn't increase in profit as much as it usually does. So they're rolling this out now. And I'm impressed as shit, dude. I'm like, holy crap. It's a genius thing. Because as soon as I said it to my wife's eyes lit up like, oh, really? That's so cool. Oh, I would love some Netflix merch. Like, yeah, of course you would. Because it's been a part of your life for so long and you haven't seen any Netflix merch at all. And now that it's an idea, like, oh, I must have it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Netflix throw pillows, but that's from the company. Like, they don't sell that.
Yeah, it's usually like a limited run or like somebody's. Yeah, like any Netflix and chill shirts are third party.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
like it. I'm impressed as shit with that.
I think it makes perfect sense. Like, level the playing field. You know, our biggest competitor sells merch. So how about we sell merch too? You know?
Wait, who's their biggest competitor?
Disney Plus. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, but their merch isn't tied to the streaming service directly.
Right. That's where Netflix's hands are tied because that's all they have.
But Netflix has an an infinite amount compared to Disney's, production. Like the amount of shit Netflix owns right now and is churning out in countries worldwide. Like that's Disney's not doing that. Disney produces shit for the universal audience. Netflix has shows coming out for specific countries. So if Mickey Mouse doesn't work in Japan, well, it's okay. They got Mickey Tomatoes over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that will sell because it's a Japanese specific, or like China. Like Netflix can make Chinese specific programming and not have to worry about, taking out things like Disney has had to do to sell it to an American audience. You know what I mean? Like the Top Gun remake, how they had to take off the Chinese flag, or was it North Korea? I don't even remember. Or the Korean?
I don't remember either. They had a,
you know what I mean, right? You remember? I think we had that conversation on the podcast.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. They're like, oh, they took one of the flags from the guy's jacket. I'm like, really? Like the first Top Gun was so long ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I wouldn't remember.
Right. But anyway, all right. So I just want to get through that. I wanted to touch on how I just appreciate Netflix's fucking moves, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't like big companies like that. Like I just think it's a grotesque amount of money going into these things. Like, but I mean, it's still a business. Like it just depends on what you do with all that money. Like what's Bezos doing right now? What's
going to the moon?
What's Musk doing right now?
Going to the moon?
What's Netflix? Who's the owner of Netflix?
Some guy. I don't know.
Right. We don't know. Now, that's the guy you should be worried about. All these people worried about Musk and Bezos. I want to know what the owner of Netflix is doing.
I don't know. Probably basking.
Wilmot Reed Hastings Jr. That is not a name that inspires confidence. That's a name that screams slave-owning history. Allegedly, I don't know. Hold on, let's read. He's a co-founder, chairman, and co-chief executive of Netflix and sits on a number of boards and nonprofit organizations. Born in 1960, in case you're wondering. So Wilmot Reed Hastings Jr. Let's see. Early life and education. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, father Wilmot Reed Hastings was an attorney for the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare in the Nixon administration. Let me repeat that. So this guy who owns Netflix his father was the attorney for the Department of Health and Education and Welfare in the Nixon administration. And his mother, Joan Armory Loomis, was a Boston debutante from a social register family who was repulsed by the world of high society and taught her children to disdain it. His maternal great-grandfather was Alfred Lee Loomis. So they're saying that the mother was the saving grace in his family because she recognized how terrible and detrimental her family history was to society. Doesn't mean he did. I don't know, man. So I was right. So yeah, she was a debutante. I mean, that's obviously some slave ownership in that family. I don't know, man. He did not complete so he went into the Marines, included a stint at the officer candidate school boot camp at Marine Corps Bay Quantico, Virginia in the summer of 81. He did not complete the training and never commissioned into the Marine Corps, choosing instead to pursue service in the Peace Corps out of combination of service and adventure. He went to teach math at high school of around 800 students in rural southwest Swaziland, Africa, from 1983 to 1985 after college. Interesting. Once you have hitchhiked across Africa with $10 in your pocket, starting a business doesn't seem too intimidating, he says. After returning from Peace Corps, Hastings went on to attend Stanford after being rejected from his first choice, MIT. He graduated in 88 with a master's degree in computer science. Interesting. Interesting guy. Interesting history. What do you think, Ben?
Cool. I mean,
what does that description of him rub you like? Does it?
I don't know. He's just some guy.
So you don't have any like reservations when it comes to people who are this wealthy and their like family history and how they got to where they are?
Yeah, good for them.
Is it?
Well, yeah.
Now,
Like,
is it
what
good
do you expect me to say?
Nothing. I just want. I'm just wondering what your opinion is.
If you, through all your hard work, ended up a millionaire.
Well, that's my point, though. How much hard work was it, as opposed to how much inherited wealth he was able to put towards a project? You know what I mean? Like, plenty of people have a project that sound like a good idea. Very few people have the money to put into that project to, purchase hundreds of kiosks and throw them on every, like Redbox does, advertising, getting the word out. Like, that's not a cheap thing to do. So either he had, hey, we got a cameo in the background of a nice silhouette of a man.
Yeah.
Silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, and we do the fun dang.
But anyways, we've been going on for about an hour now.
Huh?
We've been going on for about an hour now, and I still haven't touched on the last thing.
Touch it.
Anyways.
Ooh, I love it when you touch the camera.
So I got a fucking notification.
Story.
Yeah, I got a notification a few hours ago talking about how Square Enix is releasing a Guardians of the Galaxy video game October 26th, I think it was, of this year. Yeah, so it's a lot like the Telltale stories, where it's like what those games were, where it was a story, right? You were the main character, and you had to choose how to respond to a certain.
Oh yes, yeah. I've played these games. Yeah.
So it's gonna be like that, but slightly different. Like now you can actually command. You're gonna be able to command some of the Guardians.
Well, that's essentially what Netflix did, right? With their interactive series that they were doing, where you make a choice for the character to either go left, right, pick the blue car or the red car, say this or say that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix did it with Minecraft and with something else. Can't quite remember. Yeah,
there was a TV show, but it was only interactive if you saw it on a tablet. I can't remember what it was called. But
anyway, so Disney, not Disney. Well, I guess it is Disney, right? If it's a Marvel thing.
Well, it's Marvel teamed up with Square Enix, the guys behind Tomb Raider.
Sure. So wait, so does Disney have their dick in Resident Evil too, or Tomb Raider?
No, because they teamed up to make the video game.
Oh, speaking of team up, were you the one telling me that they're going to? No, I heard it on a podcast. So Fast and the Furious is somehow going to be incorporated in the Jumanji universe at Universal Studios.
That's ridiculous.
As a cohesive, as one game, you're gonna have Fast and the Furious and Jumanji. So I'm wondering, does The Rock like turn into the Jumanji character in the middle of this game, in the middle of this ride? You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, just want to throw that in as a little teaser. We'll touch on that next episode, hopefully. Once I've looked into it more. This is just something I heard. We'll find out if it's a rumor or not.
Yeah, and like that post that Chris Pratt posted on fucking Instagram, how, hey, if you go see Fast 9, you'll catch a snippet of Jurassic World Dominion, like a prelude, right? And so then I replied, nice try. You're not going to get me to see Fast 9.
No, maybe that's what it was then. Maybe it was Fast and the Furious and Jurassic Park are gonna bleed together somehow.
No, yeah, because it's only going to be available on IMAX. So if you go see it on IMAX, then
obviously this isn't going to be the last of the Fast and Furious movies like they said it was going to be. They're going to keep it going into a Jurassic Furious.
They're going to milk the living shit out of it.
Fast and Furious Park. Yeah. The Fast and Jurassic Park. Jurassic Fast Park. I'm trying to fucking figure out this name here.
I don't know. They were talking about how they were going to mesh
Hobbs and Velociraptor.
Right.
Calvin and Hobbes? No, that's a different thing. Anyway, well, I'm running out of steam here. What do we got left? Are we done?
That's it. That's it. We've been talking for over an hour.
Woo, over an hour. You get some extra content this week for our short running one last week, which actually wasn't that short. I think it still ran for over 40 minutes, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Also, sorry about that episode. That one went real hard in the paint as far as crassness and storytelling goes. We were showing our true nasty colors there with those stories. But what are you gonna do?
Sure.
Good thing we didn't get to Frank's story. Apparently, it's really disturbing. I heard a little bit of it afterwards. Boy, you'll never hear that one. Thank goodness. We should get messages from all of you thanking us for not telling that story. I want to let you know now. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another awesome episode of the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. We finally got a good one in, Frank. I think. I enjoyed the rants that I made anyway.
Yeah.
You came correct with the knowledge. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, remember you can find us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com with any comments, questions, concerns. Remember to leave us a 5-star review and a beautiful little comment telling us how much you love us, because you know we love to read them. And if you leave them, maybe we will read them out loud on the podcast, good or bad. So get nasty with it. We'll be happy to read it out loud in our sexiest voices. Remember you can find us at Completely Inap on Twitter with 1P, at CI Podcast on Instagram. And wherever you find us, you found us. Good job. You get a cookie, just not from us. Frank, what do we tell the lovely listeners?
Be excellent to each other.
Try to find your happy people. I know it's a difficult thing to do nowadays, or any days, all the days, but it's there available for you if you just reach out and take it. Take your happy. You deserve it. Take it real good. Be excellent to each other. Find your happy and try to be better today. Up to you, Frank. He comes from his mama and he likes I say bye. Bye, Mr. Frank. Okay. All right, bye. Hang up, Frank. Hang up. Hang up.